should we talk about part 2 of the WWE releases that just happened about, I don't know, less than an hour ago at the time of this recording, people? Oh my god, man, this company never fucking learns. They never learn, people. They just never learn. Always, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to episode Lucas E. Allen 1018 on YouTube and all audio platforms, Lucas E. Allen Show. My reaction to the latest round of cuts in WWE when it comes, obviously, today being May 2nd of 2026. Yeah, to me, I was rather, there's a video doing Limited Center, so I put this on Limited Center, but I decided to do an extra video about this, extra podcast. Which probably me discussing the Raw or SmackDown review, and then I don't even stand review anymore. You're going right to Limited Center, also does some different topics out. I decided to do that because obviously it's going to be the warmer months and stuff like that, and I wanted the pace to be like a podcast, something longer from now on to say at least. And quality over quantity to say at least. I'm trying to put that in the universe to say at least. As always, if you're watching on YouTube, hit the like button to today's podcast. Hit the subscribe button if you've done so already. Turn on the bell for your post notifications when uploads to our YouTube channel. And always feel free to leave a comment on my WWE releases that just happened about less than an hour ago. My reaction to them. Today being May 2nd of 2026. So always follow me on social media as well as at least Lucas E. on 1080 on YouTube. That's that. And also on all Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook as well. Watch on Spotify as well as do the 5-star rating. Also comment as well to say at least. I'm just fucking livid, bro. Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods are released, along with Tonga Loa and JC Matoya Mighty. Or Mateo, whatever you want to fucking call him. This company just never learns, people. They never learn. They never freaking learn, brother. That don't work, brother. Oh my god. I don't know what to say. That's about last week's releases. To me, Kofi Kingston and Xavier, I'm going to focus on those. So no offense to JC Mateo or Tonga Loa, no offense to those guys. But everyone expected those guys to potentially go to meet in the next couple months or in a year to tops. But Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, absolutely nobody would have thought of this to say at least. When I think of their heel turn of Big E, how it was botched and everything, I get that. I get your frustrations with that WWE, or your frustrations with fans and stuff. But to me, what I'm boiling it down to this, they're a legendary tag team with, record-setting tag team championships, I think, at least one of. It's 11 tag team title reigns, I think, something like that. And now they're fucking released? Ooh, for the age, people! Nobody gives a fuck about age, people. You can take the age and shove it straight up your ass. Take that out the fucking door. Because what? Roman Reigns is your world champion right now. How old is he? Like in his 40s? And same thing with Cody Rhodes. I'm not saying I'm blaming those guys or anything. I'm not saying I'm just taking an example. You can make it by age. Look at both your world champions. They're not no young pucks, honestly. They're not no young bucks, honestly. No pun intended, Matt and Nick Jackson, but still. They ain't no basically young people. They're obviously older people. They're established wrestlers. So take that ace and shove it up your ass right now. Like WWE cares about young talent right now all of a sudden. They care about so much about the younger talent. They don't give a shit. They pick and choose who they care about. And you do this to the fucking new to give their heart and their desire for this professional wrestling company WWE. To also say, fuck you, yeah, you're out of here, bro. You're out here. Like a no fucking care in the world. And don't give me just, TKO did this, or it's Ari Manuela did this. He probably had to say like how many people are cut, yes, probably. But just to say he picked and choose these names, you're out of your fucking mind, people. Ari Emanuel does not care about anything about the New Day or Tonga Loa or JC Mateo. He don't care. You should worry about other shit in TKO. This is all a Triple H decision, people. This is a Triple H decision, dude. When are you going to understand that? And what Nick Khan likes to say and shill Triple H, you had that on this podcast. No, you can take that and shove it up your ass right now, honestly. They don't know what the fuck they're doing, people. I watched SmackDown last night. Other than JCJ and Charlotte, it was a very good match. That was basically all you got on SmackDown that I cared about. That's all I cared about on SmackDown was JC, Jane, and Charlotte Flair. Easily the best thing on that show. Everything else sucked. Everything else fucking sucked. This company doesn't know what the fuck they're doing. When are you going to understand that, people? They know what the fuck they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. How can you think of this? Oh, they're taking record revenue. They're taking record revenue. Why are you releasing talent, people, or WWE? Why are you releasing talent? If you're recording such record revenue, quote unquote, why are you budget cutting, quote unquote, the New Day and Wyatt Six last week and Aleister Black and Kairi Sane, if I mention her, Zelina Vega? Like, how are you making such record revenue for releasing people? It proves that the fact you're saying there is a lie. Basically, you're saying the complete opposite by doing budget cuts like this. The New Day, after they gave your heart, sweat, and tears, like what? How many years did Kofi Kingston was? What, 16 years that Kofi was in this company? And then you release him along with Xavier Woods? For what reason? For what reason? What reason, dude? Well, give me a reason why they released Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, other than budget cuts. They don't give a fuck about their wrestlers. They don't. They only care about their ego, their greed, and their fucking money that puts them in their fucking wallet. That's all they care about. When are you people going to understand that? They only care about their ego, money, and greed. They don't care. They don't even want players in town. They hate AEW. They hate any pro wrestling company, not just them. Minus TNA maybe to a point. Oh, what is this fucking company, dude? What is this company? How can you think in a straight face and say this company is doing great business right now? They're not doing anything good. You have some bright spots on the SmackDown show last night, JC Jane and Charlotte Flair. That means it's a good show, just that one match. Like, seriously, if that's a one-match show, then that's freaking terrible for your freaking card. Not saying JC and Charlotte was a bad match. Definitely not a bad match if you ask me, like Bruce last night, for sure. But that's all your show, it basically was, is Charlotte and JC. That's all that was good about it. Look at that show last night and tell me what was so good about SmackDown. Just because it's Hey Lemon Center, obviously. What was so good about that show? Nothing. Other than JC and Charlotte Flair. Or JC Jane and Charlotte Flair. That's the only good thing that came out of that show. And I had some questions about why that match from the 6-woman tag was taking place at Backlash, too. Instead, we have Danhausen and Kate Wilson and The Miz on Backlash. We can't get Fatal Influence and Charlotte Flair, Rhea Ripley, and Alexa Bliss on the show. We gotta get Danhausen and The Miz and Kate Wilson's probably Jelly Roll for his mystery tag team partner. Oh, joy, I'm looking forward to that shit. I'm gonna eat that up like the good old Freakos would do. So nobody fucking ever. I'm not gonna ever do that to you people. I'm not gonna sell my soul to this freaking company. I don't do that shit. Y'all be out of your fucking mind. First of all. But this company is just fucking laughable. They released one of their probably the biggest tag team this whole generation, minus the Usos in A New Day. They release them, but they don't. They keep the MFTs minus JC Mateo and Tonga Loa. Let's be real, I'm not really discussing them much today. I'm just pointing down to Kofi and Woods. No offense to JC Mateo or Tonga Loa, like I just said. It's like a minor part in this. We all know those guys have been released eventually. You're doing nothing on SmackDown. Same thing with New Day. But a New Day's a legendary tag team for his freaking company the last 10 years. And then you just release them for nothing? Treat them like they're fucking garbage? That is fucked up, WWE. That is fucked up. That is fucked up if I ever seen any. I get it, you fucked up the heel turn on Big E. That was your fault, WWE, nonetheless. There's one thing for fucking up the heel turn, there's another for freaking releasing them afterwards, a couple years after they'd done that heel turn. That is some stupidity I've ever seen anything from WWE, honestly. You see me, we really saying one thing about TKO here? No, I'm bringing Triple H. Sorry, not sorry, people. He's just as guilty as everybody else in this stupid decision. And he's released this recently. He is just as guilty, not the most guilty, honestly. He is. He is. not saying TKO gave it like a number of cuts that they should be doing. That's on them doing that. But Triple H is one just choosing who to release and who to keep. And he's choosing the stupidest names also beyond belief to release. Like Kyrie saying the Wyatt Six, they're not really doing anything. But then again, they had ties to Bray Wyatt. At least Uncle Howdy did, Bo Dallas. Who else there was? Aleister Black and Zelina Vega. Who else? Kyrie, I just mentioned Kyrie Sane, obviously, but still, you get the point. They don't know what the fuck they're doing, people. When are you going to put that to your dick skull and say that with a straight face? How can you say a straight face this company is so good right now? You think professional wrestling's thriving in 2026? The answer is you are a fucking liar if you say that. Look at the metrics, look at the ratings. I don't really care much about ratings on this podcast. I don't care. But if you want to look at the ratings, it proves that professional wrestling, both WWE, World Wrestling Entertainment, or people call them the Fed, WWF, or AEW, All Elite Wrestling, are doing nothing to get these people to stay to watch professional wrestling in 2026. Both companies are doing not the fucking good stuff at all. I prefer AEW more than WWE, honestly, to a point, but still, that means AEW is not doing good work either. They're just as bad. Both companies, WWE and AEW, two biggest companies in the wrestling world right now, are letting down the fans big time. Like big time Beck's gimmick, Becky Lynch. They're letting down this they're letting down professional wrestling in 2026. The big time letdown. They don't know what they're doing. Both promoters, Tony Khan and Triple H, are fucking clueless. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. One might be slightly better than the other, but doesn't mean both are doing the greatest work right now, creatively. They're both as completely creatively bankrupt as fucking everybody else. This company, this should be most important, the biggest company out of the two, is letting down their fans week by week, month by month, day by day, and year by fucking year especially. They don't know what they're fucking doing. And it is sad. It is sad, ladies and gentlemen, the state of professional wrestling in 2026 got to rely on AI and celebrities. Yeah, I'm going to mention AI a little bit later on in these extra uploads, to say at least. Man, that freaking shit was so Rook on Tuesday night, and even Zarya onto the segment on NXT. Really got me pissed off, honestly, when it comes to WWE and having AI involved. It's unbelievable, people. It's unbelievable how freaking clueless these companies are. They think releasing talent's gonna save their freaking business. It ain't gonna save anything, dude. I think it's gonna make your product even worse. It's gonna make it even worse. Releasing talent like the New Day, the Wyatt Six, even I don't say Jason Mateo or Tonga Low, but you want to include them, fine. Definitely Kyrie Sane, Aleister Black, and Zelina Vega be on that list. Motor City Machine Guns are a great tag team in tag team wrestling. But by the way, tag team wrestling, if not already, is fucking dead in WWE. Especially in WWE. I mean, it can even be in AEW 2.2. But let's take it in WWE standpoint. They really don't give a single iota of a flying fuck about tag team wrestling. And what the tag team wrestling brings to the table in 2026. If they put any ounce of effort involved when it comes to matches and storylines, tag team wrestling might be the best thing on both WWE and AEW. It might be. But they don't care to put any effort into storylines and matches that we can care about. Neither promoter does that. This company, WWE, especially WWE, have two tag team divisions. They release tag teams like Motor City Machine Guns, and now they tell you New Day, and put dose of MFTs, and they don't care about tag team wrestling either, MFTs, but still. Well, you got those tag teams, they released another tag team last week. Who was it? Well, obviously Wyatt Six, obviously, them out there. You get the point, honestly. They don't give a shit. They're ruining tag team wrestling by releasing these freaking tag teams even more so, dude. You can have one division and one tag team division, and your division will be fine. But now, since you want to release a New Day, the Wyatt Six, and even the MFTs to a point, Motor City Machine Guns, more importantly, it's like you want to ruin your tag team division even more so. Triple H has two of them on Raw and SmackDown. They can just merge them with the both for Raw and SmackDown World Tag Team titles and WWE Tag Team titles on SmackDown into one separate titles and one division. Your division will be just fine. But now I'm not even so sure about that. Releasing a New Day and last week Motor City Machine Guns. This company is fucking stupid. They are so freaking out of touch. It ain't even freaking funny. This company is washed, like I've been saying all along. It's as washed as Shaquille O'Neal version when he was on the Boston Celtics in his final year in the National Basketball Association. This company is fucking washed. Pro wrestling in 2026 from the WWE and AEW to a point, not including TNA or even New Japan Pro Wrestling, not including those names. Just WWE and AEW are washed in 2026. And probably even beyond, sadly, to a point. At least more importantly, WWE is washed. AEW has their own problems too, but at least they tend to put on like decent products so every now and again. WWE, I can't tell you the last time I watched a SmackDown show and said it was a good show. I can't tell you. I think maybe in March, maybe it was one good show, that's about it. Other than that, before that was even more dog shit shows, obviously. Then get the Pat McAfee review and then it all went downhill even again more. This company is fucking fucked up, man. It's fucked up. I don't know, people. New Day, probably more. I'm probably watching when I get off this podcast and put this all published to YouTube and Spotify. Watch now, more releases probably happen. Hopefully not, knock on wood. Watch be someone bigger than a freaking New Day. God forbid, honestly. Please, God, no. God freaking no. I'm trying to limit my content, so if I want to do a separate video, separate podcast on YouTube and Spotify, I want to do another separate one, also including Limit Center for today, too. Anyways, that's my thoughts on this for sure, man. Let me know in the comment section on YouTube and Spotify, I think of my reaction to the WWE releases that happened just about an hour ago at the time I was recording. And always, don't forget to hit the like button to today's podcast, watch on YouTube, and also hit the subscribe button if you've done so already. And turn the bell for your post notifications, uploads to our YouTube channel. And always feel free, like I said, to leave a comment as well on this YouTube channel. Watch on Spotify, do the same thing, leave me a comment, also a 5-star, and be very nice as well, to say at least. And as always, follow me on social media, LucasEon1080 on YouTube, or YouTube obviously. But Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook as well. Anyways, until next time, and definitely be next time, people. Hopefully, Limit Center for today for May 2nd, 2026. Until next time, trust definitely next time. Everybody, peace and love, bright. I'm out. I love you all big time, to say at least.